Orange is the New Black Season 2, Episode 2. We go back to the main prison for this one, and by the end of the episode, we still have no indication that Piper is going back there anytime soon. So, what I'm getting the feeling is happening this season is they're just going to spend the whole thing going back and forth between these two storylines, Piper in Chicago, and then like the rest of the women in the main prison. And I'm not quite sure where it is. I don't know if they've ever actually said it specifically, but that could be kind of an interesting structure for it. And I kind of hope they do it, even though that would mean we don't get to see Piper and Pensatauchi actually confront each other again after the big fight they had at the end of season one. Maybe that could be at the end of the season because the people making this had to know we would want some follow up on that, and they've already kind of got that with like Healy bribing her with new dentures, which obviously is happening so the actress doesn't have to wear like those teeth prostheses anymore. Although for some reason I noticed they're new in this episode. Like there is some whole teeth on her upper jaw that weren't there in season one, and they're apparently going away after that, and she's just going to have her real teeth playing the part of dentures. I can't really blame her for not wanting to show those off anymore. So, like, good for that actress. She got to get rid of those in a way that is actually believable. Although I definitely do expect we'll see more with that when Piper actually does get back, because she's gonna want Healy to pay for that, and I cannot wait for that to happen. Maybe in season three, given how this seems to be going. Other than that, we also have a big like montage of fashion shows and job fairs, which are both really funny. Like by this point, they clearly know what they have with these actresses and are free to just let them go nuts with it, whatever they want. I kind of get the feeling that a lot of this was improvised, at least in these two sections, and it's all really good stuff, and like they bounce well off each other. So I'm hoping we see more of that going forward because it worked really well here. But of course, the main attraction in this episode is the backstory of Tasty, who turns out was in kind of a reverse Breaking Bad situation where she was the like young protege of a drug dealer who was really smart and could do math in her head and like could memorize a bunch of stuff, like maybe had a photographic memory. So she really helped with the business. And now we find out at the end of the episode, her mentor is arriving in the prison with her. So that is apparently going to be a major storyline this season, and maybe for future seasons to come, depending on how long they actually want to drag this out. And the actress is definitely really good, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of her, even if it is in only half the season's episodes. But I can't really say much more of that now because it just came in as a big ending twist, and we'll see more of that in future episodes. Although one more thing I want to point out, I don't recall any real big guest stars in season one, but here we have one because Dan Castellaneta plays a cigarette like spokesperson who does this whole mock interview thing with like Tasty and someone else, and they he doesn't really get to do much with the role. Like it's this really kind of straight interviewer thing, but it's still good to see him, and he makes good with what he has. Like, still shows some kind of personality to it, and so that is something I'm all. So basically, this episode sets up a bunch of stuff. Like it's effectively the season pilot all over again for this side of the story, and it does very well in that regard because I am looking forward to where basically all of this is going, and I really can't wait to get to more of it.